Over the past 24 hours, we have seen absolute chaos break out for DC, as it looks like James Gunn may be ready to take the past 10 years of the DCEU and completely reboot it and start from scratch. Following the news that Black Adam was a box office failure, and then Dwayne Johnson trying to counter that narrative by doing his best to convince people that no, we promise it didn't lose money. Then we got the news that Wonder Woman 3 from Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot was dead in the water. It was not happening. James Gunn, Peter Safran, the rest of Warner Brothers would not be moving forward with it. And in the aftermath, we find out that not only is that the case, but it looks like Ben Affleck is being cut out of Aquaman, will not return as Batman. It looks like Man of Steel 2 will not be moving forward. And it's questioned after the Henry Cavill appearance in Black Adam if he will ever play the character again. And all of these things are happening as James Gunn is looking to do his own thing with DC. Wonder Woman 1984 sequel on ice, potential Man of Steel 2 in jeopardy as Warner Brothers considers major DC reboot. A sequel to 2020's Wonder Woman 84 from director Patty Jenkins is not moving forward at Warner Brothers. We talked about this yesterday. We really focused the news on that. But included in that THR article was so many other things about Henry Cavill's Man of Steel 2 basically not moving forward. And they're questioning whether the scene that he shot for The Flash will actually be put in there. They might not even want to show that at the Flash movie. James Gunn and Peter Safran prepare to unveil their strategy next week for the future of DC adaptations to Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav. Only Gunn and Safran know for sure what they'll be saying, but the presentation has the potential to mark a critical inflection point for the company, with the very real possibility the cinematic universe created by filmmaker Zack Snyder would reach a definitive end following the premiere of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom in December 2023. According to Studio Insider, after Jenkins submitted the treatment for a third Wonder Woman, she was informed by the studio it did not mesh with Gunn and Safran's emerging plans. And of course, that was after Gal Gadot put out this tweet: I love the character of Wonder Woman. I love that the fans love me as Wonder Woman. I can't wait for the next part of this character's arc. So very interesting how she tweeted that out, probably around the same time they found out that Wonder Woman 3 absolutely would not happen. Man of Steel star Henry Cavill also recently teased he was set to reprise his performance as Superman after his brief appearance in the post-credit scene of Black Adam. But now, both Cavill and Johnson's future with DC is an open question, with a Hollywood Reporter suggesting a new DC plan could kill any Man of Steel sequel, while the prospects of another installment of Black Adam have been harmed by the shaky financial returns at the box office. And I do want to talk about that a little bit. When you look at these box office numbers, Black Adam absolutely lost money at the box office, probably around $100 million when you look at it, including what the insiders are saying they lost. However, after this article came out and after the reality set in, what happened? Well, some people at Deadline, who were probably just informed by The Rock and the producers of Black Adam to write a nice puff piece, well, they wrote a nice puff piece. And Dwayne Johnson has been tweeting it out ever since. Went in to confirm with financiers before I shared the excellent Black Adam news, our film will profit between $52 and $72 million. There's so much cope right here. It's funny. At almost 400 worldwide, we're building our new franchise step by step. First Captain America did $370 million for the DC future. Yeah, that was a long time ago, that first Captain America that came out at the beginning of the MCU. Not nearly 10 years into the DCU, wasn't it? But hey, what do you know? And he even tweeted it out again a little bit later. You can see he's continuing to try to push this narrative. And when you do look at this story, it's funny because they're using what they project they're going to earn from basically home in demand, things like that, including a line in here where they have this chart where they say, look, we're going to get $86 million from domestic home entertainment and streaming. And they admit that part of that money is the fee that Warner Brothers pays itself to send the pick to HBO Max is included. So again, take those numbers with a grain of salt and even less than that. Black Adam was a financial failure at the box office. There's no doubt about that. And the cope that you're seeing right now is a desperate attempt to keep their hopes alive to continue making things in this new DCEU that's going to happen from James Gunn. And it doesn't look like it's likely. At the heart of it all is the deeply fraught history of what fans have dubbed the Snyderverse, the series of DC adaptations that first launched with 2013's Man of Steel. We know all the people involved in this. And it certainly does look like, based on what we saw, that a lot of this stuff is just not going to happen. Like, they just want to move past it, and they're going to use potentially The Flash to do something like that. Here's the bullet points for all of these changes that are happening. This is from Cosmic Book News. Wonder Woman 3 is canceled. Ben Affleck Batman cut from Aquaman 2 and done as Batman. Jason Momoa will be done playing Aquaman after The Lost Kingdom comes out and may, in fact, play Lobo in a rebooted DCU. Henry Cavill is seen potentially cut from The Flash and not playing Superman, with Man of Steel 2 not happening. Dwayne Johnson Black Adam sequel spinoffs may be canceled. Plans for Snyderverse characters in Justice League 2 axed. Gunn and Safran reboot the DCU, but Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson's The Batman would remain safe. There's so much to think about with all of this. And again, you can already see these sides are forming. You see these dueling headlines from a place like Variety versus a place like Deadline. One clearly written to spurn the other notion that Black Adam was a theatrical failure, which it absolutely was. As we've talked about time and time again here on this channel, those numbers, when you add them up, it lost money, nearly $100 million. Now they're trying to use all this future revenue they expect to potentially get from it, and The Rock is like furiously tweeting out cope messages about how it's actually profitable. There's clearly opposing sides right now at Warner Brothers for what they want the future of DC to be. But this is a messy situation for DC and for Warner Brothers, because even though like some people hated Wonder Woman 84, a lot of people still want Gal Gadot to be Wonder Woman. And even if people might not have been fans of what Henry Cavill's done so far as Superman, they want him to be Superman so badly, whether that's Man of Steel 2 or something else. So they're gonna have to be very careful of how they do all this, how they decide to do it. Obviously, The Flash and Flashpoint would be a great opportunity to reboot if they wanted to. But if Aquaman comes out after that, how does that make any sense? So it's just absolutely insane what's going on right now with James Gunn and DC. It certainly looks like a hard reboot will be in the works for DC going forward. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.